Bansou Sentai Kizunager Halloween Special. The story begins on Earth at Togo's house where he, Kirihiro, and their parents are throwing a Halloween party to celebrate with their party adventurers to experience their first Halloween night since they don't celebrate it in another world. Meanwhile at Spirit Halloween, Togo, Kirihiro, and their friends, Nager, Emily, Shuji, Tsukasa, Tenri, Yujira, Loji, Teltina, Rainaya, and Ezra, are picking out their costumes for the party and buy some candy to give to the trick-or-treaters when they pass by their house. But Loji and Ezra don't understand why they have to dress up and receive candy since they aren't children anymore. Shuji explains to them that it doesn't matter how old you get, they'll always have this Halloween bond within them, as Teltina and Rainaya wore some scary masks and sneak up on Loji and Ezra to scare them as they scream like high-pitched girls. A few moments later, Togo and his friends have selected their costumes as they greet the guests coming to the Halloween party, but also invite the demi-humans from another world too, since nobody could find them scary if they believe that they are wearing costumes too. As the Kizunagers are enjoying their first Halloween together, Yujira feels a strange mystical surge in the air as she notices that all of the guests are transforming into actual monsters and characters that they are dressed up as they began to wreak havoc around the city, as the Kizunagers have also become the monsters that they are dressing up, except for Yujira since she's always been a witch for her entire life. They encountered the Halloween villains from Halloweentopia known as the Pumpkin Jackers, Itazura, Majo, Kyakatsuki, and Zombie, who arrived at Bansoutopia and explains that they were sent by the Pumpkin King to turn every dimension into a horror reality, as the people's Halloween bonds will turn them into what they are dressed as and bring chaos across the universe. This only makes Togo, Nager, Shuji, Kirihiro, Loji, and Ezra starting to lose their humanity as they join the civilians to spread fear across Japan. But the girls didn't get affected by the Pumpkin Jackers' spell since witches are similar to mages in another world and aren't like how people describe them on Earth, as Yujira and the girls use their magic to restore the boys' humanity in order to assist them to face against the Pumpkin Jackers. They pull out their Kizuna braces and bond plates to transform into the Kizunagers to save the people from their wicked ways, but the Pumpkin Jackers don't battle. They gamble to see if the Kizunagers have the Halloween bond within them. If the Kizunagers win, their world will be restored and the people will return back to normal, but if the Pumpkin Jackers win, then their curse will stay until it spreads across the multiverse until every dimension becomes Halloween. So now the Kizunagers and the Pumpkin Jackers compete in a Halloween battle where they do 4 activities like apple picking, jack-o'-lantern carving, and best costume contest, as it all ends with a tie. But Itazura refuses to end with a draw as he starts throwing pumpkin pies at the Kizunagers out of hate. When Togo sees that Majo, Kyakatsuki, and Zombie comforting Itazura as he realizes that they aren't bad people and tells them why do they want to make the whole world into a Halloween town, Majo explains that Halloween has been their only holiday that they get to experience and appreciate since everyone seems to enjoy it, but most people don't usually understand their tradition and refuse to experience it, as they convince the Pumpkin King to make the entire universe understand what makes Halloween so much fun by making the people's imaginations become reality. This makes the Kizunagers understand why they wanted the people to understand what makes Halloween fun, as Togo explains to them that even if some people don't celebrate Halloween, it doesn't mean that others don't like it as well, and tells them that the children will always appreciate Halloween as long as their Halloween bonds glows bright. As a result, the Pumpkin Jackers can't sense any joy or happiness around Japan since turning the people into what they are isn't making it fun, as they decided to break the spell to turn the citizens and the children back to normal in order for the Halloween bonds to burn bright for the next generation to experience it as well. So now the Pumpkin Jackers apologize to the Kizunagers about their actions and offered them a sack of candy for them to enjoy as they bid farewell to them and wish them a happy Halloween. Back at the Halloween party, Yujira along with Loji, Teltina, Rainaya and Ezra are starting to understand what makes Halloween so much fun, as they are glad that they get to experience it with Togo and the others, but also decided to share some of that Halloween experience in another world for the people across the kingdom to enjoy and love Halloween as much as the Kizunagers do.